welcome to Wildcat Varsity Bowling, where today's match will be between the Wildcats of Napoleon and the Blue Devils of Springfield. All right, coming up for the Lady Cats on lane number 7, looks like Ella Fox. And we got Carly Hohenbrink up for the Lady Cats on lane number 5. Ella's first ball is away. That hits a little bit high, ends up leaving the 3-pin, gets 9. Carly leaves the 4-pin. Springfield starts out with 9 over on lane number 8, leaving the 10-pin. The other Springfield bowler leaving the 1-4. Ella now, spare attempt. Ella picks up her spare. Carly picks up her spare on lane number 5. Springfield can't convert the 10-pin down on lane number 8. And Springfield will pick up 1 on lane number 6. We've got Spencer Schweiger now on lane number 7. And that one hits, looked like it hit good, but it ends up leaving the 8-10 split. Ashlyn Highfield was down on lane number 5. She gets 6. Looks like the 1-3-6-8. Ashlyn with her spare attempt. And she gets 3 out of the 4. Spencer will pick up 1 out of the 8-pin. Can't convert, and I can't speak today. That brings up Jalen now to round out the first frame for the Lady Cats. She's down on lane number 5. And she hits just a little bit light, leaves 2-4-5. Springfield getting 7 down on lane number 8, leaving the 1-2-9. Jalen now, spare attempt, picks that up. Nicely done. Springfield misses their spare conversion on lane number 7. Carly's up now on lane number 6 to start the second frame. Again, comes in a little bit light, similar to what Jalen had, leaves the 2-4-5. Ella Fox coming up on lane number 8 for her second frame. Carly with her spare attempt now on lane number 6. Nice ball from Ella. Gets the 7-pin to drop for the strike. Carly picks up. Okay, Carly picks up the spare. No, she picked up 2. I don't know why it marked it as a spare completion. Spencer comes in light, leaves the 1-2-10. Ashlyn also a little bit light, ends up leaving the 1-2 and a 7-pin. Spencer now, spare attempt. She'll have to cross over the head pin and drive it back into the 10. She picks up 2 of those. Ashlyn picks up 2 of those. The 1 pin comes out of the gutter, takes out the 7. Jalen picks up 8 on her first ball, leaves the 4-5. Ella now, lane number 7. This will be her 3rd frame. And she leaves the 10 pin. Carly now on lane number 5. Picks up 8, leaves the 6-10. Jalen, tricky little spare here. Kind of got to go right between them. She picks up just the 5 pin. Ella now, convert the 10 pin. She just misses to the left. Carly now, pick up her spare. And she does so successfully. Spencer up now, lane number 7. And a strike for Spencer. That was a nice looking ball. Ashlyn now down on lane number 5. Ashlyn comes in just a little bit light, leaves at 2-4-5. Seems to be a popular leave today. Springfield picks up 1 of 2 on lane number 6. Ashlyn now, spare attempt. That looks good, got it. Springfield on lane number 7. Good looking ball, but it leaves the 8-10 split. Jalen up now, lane number 5. This will close out the 3rd frame in the first game. Oh, she pulled that one. Ends up leaving the 3-9. Springfield spare attempt here on lane number 7. And she'll miss both of them. We got Carly now up on lane number 6. Oh, that looked like a nice ball, but it leaves the 10 pin. Jay with her spare attempt. Oh, she just gets the front one. Those sleeper pins are a little bit tricky. You either have to hit them dead on, or you have to come at them from the side. Carly picks up her 10 pin for a spare. Ella gets 9 on down on lane number 8, leaves the 6 pin. Ella spare attempt here, and she picks that up. Spencer now on lane number 8. We've also got Ashlyn with her 2nd ball down on lane number 6. Ashlyn pulled that one just a little bit. Ends up picking up about 5. Spencer with a strike down on lane 8. Oh, I take that back. Ashlyn got 4 on that last or 2nd ball. All right, Jalen's up now, lane number 6. And she gets the 4 pin to go down for a strike. All right, we'll switch over to the boys. Boys look like they're in about the 4th or 5th frame here. We've got Preston up on lane number 2. Looks like he got 6 on his first ball. He's got a spare attempt. And he gets him to fall down. We got Riley now. Looks like his first ball. Lane number 3. And a strike for Riley. That's back-to-back strikes for Riley. And Springfield with a 7-10 split on lane number 4. We've got some pins falling on lane number 3, so we'll re-rack them here. Now it looks like we got a full rack. Now bring up Michael, or that'll bring up Ashton Kiesling. I'm sorry. Lane number 3, and he cannot get the 10 pin to fall. All right, looks like we got a few people out there. If somebody wants to try the chat, I think I've got it enabled today. Ashton picks up his spare. We got Michael Gallagher down on lane 1. And he picks up 6, ends up leaving the 3-6-7-10. Jacob Hull now on lane number 3. Jacob hits heavy on that one, ends up leaving a 3-10 split. Michael with his spare attempt. He picks up just 1. Springfield with the 4-10 picks up 1 on lane number 2. Jacob now, his spare attempt. And he gets the 3-pin, but he won't get the 10 to drop. Brings Riley up now. Riley Ehlers on lane number 4. Riley hits heavy and splits, leaves the 4-7-10. I'm sorry, the 4-6-7. Strike for Springfield on lane number 3. That was their 4th bowler. Riley now trying to pick up at least 2 here. And he gets 1. That'll bring up Ashton on lane number 4. Nice ball from Ashton for a strike. Nice pocket hit. Jacob coming up on lane number 4. Again, hits a little bit heavy. Ends up leaving the 4-6-7-9-10. That's called a Greek church. One of the toughest spares to convert. Riley with a nice ball for a strike over on lane number 3. Springfield with a strike on lane number 2. Ashton now, lane number 3. Comes in light, ends up leaving a 1-2-4. We've got Michael Gallagher up on lane number 2. Michael gets 8, ends up leaving the 2-4. Ashton with a spare attempt here, lane number 3. Picks that up. Now Michael with his spare attempt over on lane number 2. Springfield leaves a 10-pin on lane number 4. And Michael picks up his spare, makes it look easy. Jacob up now, lane number 3. Again, hits just a little bit heavy, ends up leaving the 3-pin. Preston now, Preston Miller on lane number 2. And he crosses left to the head pin, leaves the 1-3. Springfield, spare attempt on lane number 4. He nudges it, gets the spare. Jacob picks up his spare. Now Preston for his spare. And he's got it. Switch back to the girls. Spencer gets 9 on lane 8, leaves a 10-pin. Jalen's got an ugly looking split down there. Looks like the 3-6-7 on lane number 5. And she picks it up. Very nicely done. Carly now on lane number 6. Oh, that was a good looking ball. And leaves the 8-10 split. Spencer picks up her 10-pin on lane number 8. Carly now, spare attempt. Takes the 1. About all you can do there. Looks like we've got Ashlyn coming up on lane number 6. Ashlyn had a spare in the last frame. Pulled that one just a little bit, but picks up 8, or nope, 7, I'm sorry. Leaves the 1-3-9. Springfield leaving a 10-pin down on lane number 5. Ashlyn, spare attempt here on lane number 6. Oh, I think she pulled that one a little bit. Yep, she misses it to the left. That'll bring up Jalen now. Jalen Ruppel, lane number 6. Oh, good looking ball. Leaves the 10-pin behind. Ella's up on lane number 7. Carly's up on lane number 5. Ella hits high, leaves the 10-pin. Carly leaving the 6-10. Jalen now trying to convert. Gives it a nudge. right, Carly and Ella with a pair of spare attempts here. Ella's got hers, and Carly makes a pair. Springfield hits light on lane number 6, gets 7. We've got Ashlyn now down on lane number 5, getting 8. Spencer on lane number 7 leaves the 10 pin. Just as a reminder, this match is typical of high school matches. There'll be 2 individual games, 5 bowlers each, and then followed by 3 Baker games where the 5 players will combine to bowl 1 complete game, and then total pins will win the match. Ella down on lane number 8 ends up leaving the 4 pin behind. Ashlyn now, spare attempt. Looks good, got it. Well done, Ashlyn. Ella now with her spare attempt. She's got it. That was her 10th frame. She'll get 1 more ball. Jalen with a strike down on lane number 5. Ella's last ball, first game, picks up 7. And she'll finish with a 157. Carly gets a 9. Her first ball leaves 7 pin behind. Spencer starts out with a strike in the 10th. Carly picks up her spare. She'll get 1 more in the 10th. Spencer's second ball. Oh, pin stands up in the gutter and will not come down and take out the 10 pin. So she'll get 9 there. She picks this up, she'll get a 185. Carly's last ball for a strike. She gets a 158. Spencer does pick up her spare, so she'll end up with a 185. The third Springfield bowler finished with a 127. The fourth Springfield bowler finished with a 106. The first finished with a 157. Ashlyn picks up 4 on her first ball in the 10th. Springfield's fifth bowler picks up their spare. Ashlyn looks like she picks up 3 more. She'll finish with a 92. Springfield's fourth bowler finished with a 201. Their fifth bowler with a 171. Let's see, the third bowler, that would be Preston, finished with a 198. Ashton finished with a 213, and the fifth bowler with a 159. Jalen picks up 9 on her second ball. It marked it as a strike, though. So we'll have to fix that. Michael Gallagher finishes with a 184. Oh, I'm sorry, Preston's on the other set of lanes, so that would have been Riley. Riley would have finished with an 188. We'll switch over to the boys while we're waiting for the pin to get reset here. Riley trying to pick up his 10 pin. Misses it. Jalen ends up missing her 10 pin, and she'll finish with a 183. So Preston finished with a 202. All right, so I've got Ella Fox with a 157, Ashlyn with a 92, Carly with a 158, Jalen Ruppel with a 183, Spencer Schweiger with a 185 for a total of 775. And then I've got a 157, a 169, a 127, a 106, and a 95 for Springfield. For a total of 654. Springfield with a strike in the 10th for their third bowler. He's got strikes in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and now to start the 10th frame. Girls are just starting to get underway with their second game, so we'll switch back to that. Ella and Spencer both with strikes to start the second game. Carly with a 9 spare. Now it looks like our freshman bowler, Sophia Coors, is in on lane number 6. Crosses the head pin, gets 8, leaves the 2-8. Springfield's last boy bowler is just about to bowl. And he picks up his spare and finishes with an impressive 269. So I've got Riley Ehlers with 198, Michael Gallagher with 184, Jacob Hull 159, Ashton Kiesling 213, and Preston Miller with 202 for a total of 956. And then for the Springfield team, I've got a 201, a 269, a 179, a 180, and a 149. For a total of 970. Jalen picks up 6, leads the bucket at 2-4-5-8 over on lane number 6. Ella gets 9, leaves the 5 pin. Ella picks up her spare. Jalen coming up on lane number 5, and Spencer getting ready to come up on lane number 7. Jalen, good looking ball, but it leaves the 4 pin. Spencer gets unlucky again, leaves the 8-10 split. All right, we've got a couple more people out there. If somebody wants to try to leave something in the chat, I think I've got it enabled. If not, I guess I'll have to work on it next time. Spencer now, spare attempt. Trying to pick up at least one. There she goes. Jalen picks up her spare. Ella gets 8, leaves the 3-10 baby split. Carly up on lane number 6, ends up with 8. Although it's marked her as 9. Carly picks up just one there. Spencer with a strike down on lane number 8. So Sophia now up on lane number 6 for the Wildcats. She ended up pulling that one just a little bit. Maybe just not enough speed. All right, we'll switch over to the boys. Ashton just missed his 10-pin spare on lane number 3. Preston now up on lane number 1 with a spare attempt. Looks like the 10-pin. And he misses that. Jacob now up on lane number 3. And he gets 9, leaves the 5-pin. Springfield can't quite get the, what is that, 2-pin to drop on lane number 4. Jacob now, spare attempt, lane number 3. He's got it. Got Michael Gallagher coming up for the boys on number 2 of the Wildcats. That's a nice ball for a strike for Michael. Riley now in lane number 4. Another nice looking ball there for a strike for Riley. Riley's got strikes in the first 3 frames now. Preston now, lane number 2, hits a little bit light. Ends up leaving the 210. Ashton now, lane 4. That was a good looking ball too. There's another strike for the Wildcats. Preston with his spare attempt here. And he picks up just the 2. Riley now on lane number 3. And another strike for Riley. Jacob up, trying to pick up his spare. And does so. Ashton now, lane number 3. Hits a little bit heavy, it looks like. So leaves the 610. Ashton now, spare attempt. Got Michael Gallagher on lane number 1. Ashton gets his spare. And a strike for Michael. Looks like we've got Mason now in over on lane number 1, Mason Amelia. And Jacob Hall on lane number 3. Mason gets 9, leaves the 4-pin. Jacob gets them all to fall for a strike. Switch back to the girls. Got Spencer up on lane number 7. Ella Fox just had a strike. It's 3 in a row for her. She's got strikes in the 4th, 5th, and 6th frames. Spencer gets 9, leaves the 5 pin. Sophia's up on lane number 6. Looks like she's got the 4-7-10 split left. She'll try to get 2 here. And the ball won't hang on. And Spencer picks up her spare. That brings up Jalen now in lane number 6. Jalen with a nice looking ball, but can't get the 10 pin to drop. And looks like the pin's reset on her. All right, while we're waiting to get a pin reset, we'll go back to the boys. All right, we got Michael up now on lane number 2. Can't quite get the 7 pin to fall. Riley up on lane number 3, and he gets another strike. Michael, just misses his spare attempt. Ashton now, lane number 3 with a strike. Jacob up now, lane number 3. And Jacob with a strike. Nice looking ball. Got Mason now coming up for the boys on lane number 2. And he gets 7, leaving the 2-4-5. Riley now, lane number 4, another strike for Riley. Michael now, lane number 1. And a strike for Michael. Ashton with a strike on lane number 4. Mason with his spare attempt picks up 2 out of the 3. Springfield picks up 1 out of 2 on lane number 3. And that's a strike for Sophia Coors on lane number 5. Nice looking ball from her. Jacob now, lane number 4. Oh, can't get the 10 pin to drop. Trying to pick up Springfield with a strike on lane 3. Jacob waiting to pick up his spare here. And he gets it. Mason now coming up on lane number 1, it looks like. And that hits a little heavy, ends up leaving the 3-6-10. Like we're missing a pin out of the rack on lane 3. They'll have to reset. Springfield with a spare attempt is successful over on lane number 2. And a 7-10 split for Springfield on lane number 4. Riley's up now, lane number 3. And another strike for Riley. Springfield picks up 1 out of 2 on lane number 4. Mason now with his spare attempt gets 2 out of the 3. Misses the 3-pin. Ashton with a strike on lane number 3 for the Wildcat boys. Springfield with 9, leaving the 10 pin on lane number 2. Jacob up on lane number 3. And Jacob gets 9. Can't get the 9 pin to fall. It wobbled a little bit. And a strike for Springfield on lane number 4. Jacob with a spare attempt upcoming. And he picks it up. Riley up on lane number 4 now. And another strike for Riley. Ashton now up on lane number 4. And he gets 9, leaves the 4 pin. Springfield with a strike on lane number 3. Ashton picks up his spare. Jacob. Oh, 7-10 split. Ella's got 2 strikes. Ella Fox for the girls. 2 strikes working in the 10th. She's got a possibility of a 225 game here. Jacob picks up 1. And Ella gets a strike on her final ball for a 225. Riley now, lane number 3. And that's a strike for him. Mason down on lane number 2 is a little light, leaves the 1-2. Riley, another strike. All right, Riley's last ball, 10th frame. Oh, and that's a 299 for Riley Ehlers. The 9-pin would not go down. Nice game, Riley. All right, Spencer's getting ready to finish her 10th frame here. And she picks that up, and she'll finish with a 191. Springfield's third bowler finished with a 147 for the girls, 117 for the fourth bowler for the Springfield girls, and Springfield girls' fifth bowler finished with a 105. Carly now, this is her 9th frame. She got 9 in the first, left the 10-pin, picks that up. Springfield can't convert their spare, gets 3 out of 4 on lane number 5. Sophia now, and there's a strike for Sophia. Good ball from Sophia. Ashton Kiesling finished with a 215. Jalen up now, lane number 6 for her 9th frame. And a strike from Jalen. Jacob Hull started this 10th frame with a strike. Another strike from Jacob Hull down on lane number 3 for the boys. Springfield girls get 9 on lane 6, left the 10 pin. That brings Carly up. She's got a strike to start her 10th frame. Carly gets 8, leaves the 4-7. Springfield girls convert their 10 pin on lane number 6. She'll get one more ball in the 10th. Carly's final ball in the 10th frame on lane number 5. And she picks up one more, and she'll finish with a 184. Jacob Hall finished with a 199. Sophia gets 8, leaving the 4-7. Springfield girl hits heavy, leaves the 4-6 split. That's her final ball. She ends up with a 179. Nice game. And Sophia picks up her spare. She'll get one more ball in the 10th. Springfield gets 9 on lane number 6. Sophia's final ball, and she gets 8 more. That'll give her a total of 111. Springfield picks up their spare on lane number 6. She'll get one more. Brings up Jalen. And Jay's first ball gets 9, leaves the 4-pin. Springfield now, their last ball, picks up 8. She finishes with a 172. Jalen picks up her spare. We'll switch over to the other camera. Mason picked up his spare. That's in the 9th frame. So we're coming into the 10th frame for the boys. Off to the right of your screen, you can still see Jalen. This is her last ball. And she gets 8 more. And she will finish with a 159. Michael got 8 on his first ball, leaving the 610. And it looks like he picked both of them up for a spare. He did. And Michael will finish with a strike for a 196. Brings up Mason. Springfield's first bowler finished with a 129. And that's a strike for Mason and start out the 10th frame. All right, we've got Sophia Coors with 111, Ella Fox with 225, Carly Hohenbrink with 184, Jalen Rupel with a 159, and Spencer Schweiger with a 191 for a total of 870. And for Springfield, we have scores of 179, 172, 147, 117, and 105 for a total of 720. Mason picks up another strike on his second ball. Springfield trying to convert their spare and does so. That's their second bowler. Mason, final ball, 10th frame. And he gets them all to fall. It's 3 straight strikes, and he finishes with a 149. All right, let's switch over to the girls, just about getting started with their bakers. Once I get the boys' scores, we'll get those updated on the screen for y'all. Right now, I've got the Napoleon girls leading by 1645 to 1374 for the Springfield girls. Carly gets things started for the girls with a strike. Brings up Sophia in the number 2 slot. Springfield hits light on their first ball. Gets 6, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. Sophia. Looks like she gets 6, leaving the 1, 3, 6, and 9. Springfield's second boy bowler finished with a total of 154. Sophia now, spare attempt. And she pulled it just a little bit. Looks like she picks up 2. Springfield's boys start the 10th, their third bowler starts the 10th frame with a strike. Springfield gets 9 on their second frame, first ball. Jalen's up now for the girls on lane number 7. And there's a strike for Jalen. Springfield can't convert their spare. Springfield's boys get 9, get a late hit on the 10-pin to force it down, leaves just the 3-pin left. Spencer now with a strike for the girls. That'll bring up Ella Fox now in the anchor spot. And she gets 8, leaving the 4-5. And Springfield's third bowler finishes with a 248 game. Another nice game for him. Ella now, spare attempt. And she picks up one of the two. All right, we have the boys' scores now. We have Riley Ehlers with that impressive 299. Michael Gallagher with 196. Jacob Hall with 199. Ashton Kiesling, 215. And Mason was subbed in and ended up with a 149. Gives them a total of 1058. Springfield had scores of 170, 154, 248, 129, and 192 for a total of 893. Carly with a strike in the 6th frame for the girls. Now Sophia's up. And Sophia looks like she gets 7, leaves the 3-5-6. Sophia's spare attempt now. Misses that to the left. Springfield can't get it to hold on. Missed their spare. Jalen now. She gets the strike. Springfield pulled that one. Picks up about 3, about 4. Brings up Spencer. Spencer gets 9, can't get the 8 pin to drop. And Springfield gets all but 1. Spencer now up for her spare attempt. And she gets it. That'll bring up Ella now in the 10th frame. Ella gets them all to drop for a strike in the 10th frame to start us out. Ella's up, second ball in 10th frame. And she gets 9, leaves the 9 pin behind. Springfield's on their 9th frame. And they get 9. The 10-pin wobbles, but it doesn't drop. Ella now, spare attempt. And she missed that one. And Lady Cats end up with a 165. All right, we'll switch over to the boys' match. This is their first Baker game. Springfield trying to make their spare. Converts. We've got Riley picks up his spare for the Wildcats over on lane number 3. Springfield gets 7, missed the head pin, leaves the 1-2-4 behind. Jacob gets 9, can't get the 10 pin to drop. That's the 6th frame for the Wildcat boys. Springfield picks up their spare. Jacob picks up his spare. Springfield now gets a little tap, but 10 won't go down. They get 9. That's their 6th frame. Springfield girls finished with a 101 in their first Baker game. Finish out the boys' first Baker game, and then we'll switch back to the girls. Oh, and Springfield just missed the 10 pin to the left. Michael Gallagher on lane 3. Strike. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Owen Philpott. He's one of our new boy bowlers this year. Gets a strike on lane number 3. Carly starts out the girls with a strike. Springfield with a strike there in the 7th frame for the boys. Ashton gets 7, leaving the 1-2-8. Springfield boys get 7, leaving the 2-4-5. And it looks like we've got an issue with the pin setter again on lane 3. Springfield tries for their spare on lane number 4. Picks up 1 out of the 3. I'll switch over to the girls while there's a break in the action. like we've got Ella coming up third frame. Springfield girls trying to make their spare. Gets 3 out of the 5. And Ella with a strike in the third frame for the Lady Cats. We'll bring up Spencer now. Springfield with 9, left the 7 pin. And a strike for Spencer. All right, looks like they've got the boys set back up. Oh, no, they're still working on it. Springfield is finishing up their 10th frame. And they will finish with a 154. All right, so we'll switch back to the girls' action, where we've got Jaylin coming up, 5th frame. And she hits a little bit heavy, ends up leaving the 4-7. Springfield now, 4th frame. She pulled that one just a little bit. Ends up leaving the 3-5. Jaylin gets one of them. Hit just a little bit light on that 4-pin. Couldn't drive it back into the 7. That brings Carly back up again. Springfield picks up 1 out of the 2. Carly with a strike. Nice ball from Carly. Springfield gets 9, leaves the 10 pin for the girls on lane 7. Sophia is up on lane 8. Sophia gets 7 on her first ball, leaves the 1-3-5. All right, switch back to the boys. Look like they've got the 1-2-8 set up now for Ashton's spare attempt. And he picks that up. Nicely done. And Sophie picks up her spare over on lane number 8. Riley now, 10th frame, starts out with a strike. Ella gets 9, leaves the 4-pin off screen. We'll switch back over just to finish out the girls. Ella's spare attempt. She picks it up. Riley with another strike on lane 3. Spencer gets 9 off screen, leaves the 9 pin behind. I'm sorry, we're on the girls, never mind. Switching back to the boys, Riley's last ball. And another strike for him. And the boys will finish with 191. Jalen gets a spare in the 10th frame. Jalen, last ball, 10th frame. And there's a strike for her. And the girls finish with 181 in the second Baker game. All right, so the boys had a first Baker game of 191 and 154 for Springfield. I've got Napoleon ahead by a slight lead, 2205 to 2017. So not quite 200 pins, like 188 or 180, no, 187. No, that's wrong too. Yeah, 188. I was right the first time. All right, and Springfield girls will finish with a second Baker game of 98. All right, so yeah, Napoleon girls had Baker games of 165 and 181, and Springfield with Baker games of 101 and 98. Carly's up now for the Lady Cats. This is to start the third Baker game. Looks like she might have pulled that just a little bit, ends up leaving the 610. Springfield gets 6, leaving the 13610. Carly now, spare attempt. She picks that up. Springfield gets 3 out of the 4 in their spare attempt. Ashland now up for the girls. Looked like a good ball. It leaves the 5-7 split, though. All right, we'll switch over to the boys. Springfield with a strike in the 6th frame. Riley with a strike just coming off the 5th frame. Brings up, is that Michael? Michael gets 9, leaves the 10 pin. Springfield with another strike. It makes 3 in a row for them. Strikes in the 5th, 6th, and 7th frames. Springfield gets 6, leaves the washout, 1, 2, 4, 10. Michael picks up his spare. Ella Fox with a strike over on lane number 8 for the girls. A strike for Spencer as well over on lane number 8. Jacob with a strike for the boys on lane number 4. And Springfield picks up 3 out of the 4 on their spare attempt. Jalen with a strike for the girls. That's 3 strikes in a row for the Lady Cats. And a strike for Owen. For the Wildcat boys on lane number 4. Springfield picks up 9. Ends up leaving the 6 pin behind. This looks like Ashton. Ashton with a strike. That's 3 in a row for the Wildcat boys. I'll bring up Riley for the 10th frame. Springfield picks up their spare. That's in the 9th frame. Carly has gotten 8 on her first ball, picks up the spare for the Lady Cats. Riley gets 9, leaves the 10 pin. Springfield's 5th bowler starts out with a strike. Ashland Highfield gets 8 for the Lady Cats. Ends up leaving the 2-7, 2-7. Springfield with a strike on their 2nd ball in the 10th frame. Riley now, last ball, 10th frame. He gets them all to fall for a strike. And Wildcat boys will finish with a 218 in the 2nd Baker. We'll switch over to the girls. Ashland was able to convert that spare. Springfield getting 6. He's the 1, 2, 3, 5. Ella's up now for the Lady Cats. And a nice ball from Ella for a strike. And Springfield boys finished with a 202 in the 2nd Baker game. So, yeah, the official score in the second Baker game for the boys is 218 to 202. Spencer with 8 on her first ball, left the 6-10, picks that up. Springfield gets 7, leaving the 3-5-6. Jalen up to start the 10th frame. And Jalen with a strike in the 10th. Springfield converts their spare for the girls. Jalen's second ball, 10th frame. Oh, she gets 9 there. Can't get the 4-pin to drop. Philpott with a nice spare, picks up the 4-5-7 for the Wildcat boys. Oh, and Jalen just misses the 4-pin, and the Lady Cats will finish with 201. All right, we'll switch back to the entirety of the boys' mat. So we're joining Springfield is bowling, it looks like the second frame. And he picks up 2 on the split. Riley Eilers with a strike in the 10th, or within the strike in the 5th frame, I'm sorry. That's back-to-back strikes for the Wildcat boys. Springfield gets 9, leaves the 8-pin. Michael Gallagher now picks up 6, leaves the bucket, the 2-4-5-8. Springfield's girls picked up their spare in the 10th frame. Springfield boys pick up their spare, that's their 3rd frame. Michael now, spare attempt. And he picks up 3 out of the 4. Springfield girls will finish their 3rd Baker game with a 112. I have an unofficial score of 2192 for the Lady Cats and 1685 for the Springfield girls. Springfield with its back-to-back strikes now in the 4th and 5th frames. And Jacob left the same spare as Michael, the 2-4-5-8 bucket. He picks it up. That's Napoleon's 7th frame. Philpott picks up 7 on his first ball. Owen leaves the 2-4-5 behind. Springfield misses their spare conversion in the 6th frame. Owen picks up his spare in the 8th frame. Springfield now to start their 7th frame. It looked like a little bit heavy, ends up leaving the 4-pin. Ashton, nice ball from Ashton for a strike. So the Wildcats with a strike in the 9th. Brings up Riley in the 10th. Riley gets the 4-pin to drop. So that's a strike for him to start the 10th frame. Springfield picks up their spare in the 7th frame. Riley's second ball, 10th frame. And this time the 4-pin doesn't drop. He gets 9. Worst the boys can do here is 206 in the 3rd Baker. If he picks this up, it'll be 207. Springfield now, 8th frame, working on a spare. Comes in light, gets 7. Ends up leaving the 145. And Riley picks up the 4-pin. And the 3rd Baker game for the Napoleon boys is 207. That gives them a total of 2630. Springfield picks up their spare. And a strike for Springfield in the 9th. And a strike to start the 10th frame out for Springfield. Springfield's second ball, 10th frame. Gets the pin to kick out the 10. Another strike in the 10th. Springfield with a maximum possible of 192 here. And he picks up 8, and they will finish with a total of 190 in the final Baker game. In just a moment, I'll get the scores updated and on the screen here. All right, so we have a final Napoleon girls victorious over the Springfield girls, 21-92 to 1685. And Napoleon boys victorious over Springfield, 26-30 to 24-09. As always, thank you for joining the live stream. It's been my pleasure to be able to do this for you guys. Next match will be on a week from today, the 17th, in Defiance. Hope you'll be able to join us. Until then, have a good evening and go Cats.